Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm here today to show you how to make this little fun fold card. It's just a cute little card with just a slightly different opening. So I'm going to point you down to my work surface and get right to it. Whoops, that scooted too far down. Okay, so this is one of the cards that I did during one of my Zoom sessions. I'm a little bit late in posting how to make it, but I do videos after the Zoom sessions in case you weren't able to make the session themselves. I do post all of the measurements on my Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room on Facebook, so you can follow along with me as I make the card and make your own creation at the same time. That way you can use whatever supplies you already have. So I'm going to get right to making this card. So I have all of the instructions or the measurements right here on my desktop. So we're going to start with the base piece of Calypso Coral. And this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you'll also need a piece of Calypso Coral that measures 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. You'll also need a hinge that measures 2 1/2 by 1 inch, and it's scored at 1 1/4, so it's just folded in half. Okay, so we're going to take our base and we're going to take our mechanism or our hinge, and we're just going to put some glue on the back of this hinge. And we are going to put it right along the left side of the base card and just center it. And that is going to create our opening. And then we're going to take our designer series paper. This is from the it's on here somewhere, Awash with Beauty designer series paper. So this is part of the paper pack. It does coordinate with the True Beauty stamp set and dies. So if you purchase the dies that come with this stamp set, it will cut out these flowers that are on the designer series paper. The designer series paper also has some other gorgeous prints in there, all coordinating with that stamp set. So really fun to use this designer series paper. You can see how pretty that is. All right, so I use this designer series paper for this layer on my card, and I'm just going to put some adhesive right on that piece of designer series paper. And this designer series paper measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. You also need another piece that measures 3 by 5 1/4. So I'm just laying this right on top of that mechanism, right on top of where that mechanism was attached to the base of the card. So you still have the mechanism floating here. And then we are going to take our other piece of Calypso Coral that measures 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're just going to glue that right on top of the hinge. So all that we want to do is put a little bit of adhesive or glue right here on this hinge itself. And put this piece right on top of that hinge. Just like so. Just trying to center it to make sure I have the same amount of designer series paper on both sides showing. Okay, and then I'll bring in my other piece of designer series paper. This one measures 3 inches by 5 1/4. So I do offer my Zoom sessions for free on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. So if you'd like to join us, that would be great. It's a good time to just make a new project, get together with some other stampers, and interact with some other people that you may not normally interact with. I have some friends from all over the United States, including Canada and England. So lots of fun new people to get to know. Okay, so I have two white pieces that are cut from the scalloped contour dies. So I'm going to put the little one. This die is really fun. It has not only the scalloped edge, but it also does this kind of perforation right here along the edge, which is kind of a fun feature for that die. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that to the back, or put glue on the back, and put that on the front of the card. So if you don't have all the supplies on hand, or you don't want to do all the measuring and cutting, I do offer card kits in the mail. And they are all pre-cut to the measurements that you need. All the die cuts have already been cut out for you. So it does make it easier to make the cards, especially if you have limited supplies. Okay, so I told you before about the designer series paper and how you can use the dies from the True Beauty stamp set to cut out those flowers from the designer series paper. So that's what I did here, and I'm just going to raise those up with some mini dimensionals. All of these products can be found on my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. And if you have any trouble finding that, you can just send me a message and I can help you out. I'm going to put this right here. And then the leaves themselves, I'm just going to glue directly onto the paper. Just tuck it in right underneath that flower. That's why I use the dimensionals to lift that up. Now I should have stamped my greeting ahead of time before I had put my card together, but I forgot. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm using the Go-To Greetings. This one just says, I'm just using the little hello up here. But this is an amazing set that's in the catalog. It has all of your standard greetings in different fonts, different sizes. And it's kind of my go-to greetings right now. It just has everything all in one set, which is great. I can just leave it out and use it all the time. So I'm just using the hello. When you have a small stamp like this, be sure not to really push really hard on your stamp pad. All you have to do is a little tap, tap, tap. And because it is small, there's a tendency to kind of touch those edges when you stamp them. So be super careful. Take the time to take off a little extra of that ink that might have been caught on the sides. And just stamp straight down and lift straight up. So hopefully I can do just that. Just making contact with the paper, not pushing too hard, and lifting straight up. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. And then I have a few embellishments here. I never have enough bling, so I'm just going to add a few little rhinestones on here. Just kind of spread them out. And then for the inside, I have a larger die cut from the scalloped contour dies. And I just used some white paper that I had laying around that I wasn't going to use anymore, so that's what that is on the back. And just going to center that, and that will be the place where I put my greeting. And there is the completed card. Quick and simple, but still a fun little card to send to somebody if you want to just send them a quick little note. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. The camera keeps slipping. I hope you learned something new. That is always my goal on my videos. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube channel, leave me a message there, or you can hop over to my Facebook page at Melinda Pierce. At Melinda's Rubber Room on Facebook, and leave me a message there. All right, I hope to see you on Wednesdays on my free Zoom sessions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.